Hello and welcome to another Wingspan Tournament video. This is the first encounter of my 2023 Wingspan Open, which is a giant 128 single elimination best of 5 tournament. And this is my opening hand. I am going second. The tray doesn't have anything remarkable to offer. I mean, there is the flicker, but there's no really good news for the flicker, so we can easily ignore that one. My opening hand, alas, is also not overly spectacular. So the flycatcher is a fine card, although it suffers the same problem as the flicker because there's at the moment no grub in the feeder, so there might be one blank round for its ability. There's a tree creeper, a bird that I generally do like, but at the moment I don't see how I'm producing enough eggs to really make use of it. My card drawing abilities are rather limited, so I'm not a big fan of the Northern Gannet's ability. It does have the right nest for a third round, but I think I'm doing a thing that I'm rarely doing, which is keeping the Grey Heron, because that at least enables me to start my card drawing with 2 cards each, which does seem reasonable. And I think I will also keep the lesser white throat, because there might be a chance that it produces tons of eggs if I play it early enough, and also it is the only grassland bird in my opening hand, so the only chance for me to participate in the first round goal, although I'm not sure if that's going to work out. And okay, the Heron kills that bonus card, at least the second. Stab and the bird feeder is simply a crap card, so I'm going for the wetland scientist. And accept that I probably will only reach the first step, if at all. Yeah. Of recent, I've been very unlucky with bonus cards, and deciding for a Grey Heron and having to choose wetland scientist is just in line. It's a nice summary of what I've been doing lately. So they have drawn birds. That was the kestrel, right? Okay, maybe that was the grassland bird that was missing for them. I don't know. There is a bullfinch that can re-roll the bird feeder, which is nice. I don't know how urgent that is actually. I mean, it does pair well with the flycatcher, because that boy re-rolls and doesn't take grubs, which then the flycatcher can take. But on the other hand, if there are grubs here, then you can plan for the flycatcher's activation. And the bullfinch does apply some randomness, and that can also kill the flycatcher. So with the bullfinch and the flycatcher, you can end up with 0 bonus food if you simply roll the other types of food. Which, I mean, you would need to roll only fish and mice to get nothing, but still it's something that can happen. And then I don't think that this bird is good enough to prioritize it that much. Broad-winged hawk, and they enthusiastically drew the kestrel, so there might be something birds of prey shaped going on their side, which might be an interesting information for me at some point. So now what I'm going to do. Taking food is not really desirable at the moment. I mean, I need these fishes, but I could discard the white throat to get them both. The white throat might be a useful bird. Or it might not, I don't know. Let's just grab these fishes. Pardon me, it's of course fish, the plural, but multiple food token instances of fish, so I'm never quite sure if they're the plural as is appropriate. But let's assume it was a swarm, so it's 2 fish. So then the new game plan is play the mediocre Heron of mediocrity and start drawing cards. Hope to find something useful. We might pick up that flicker. If we're drawing cards anyway, there might be a situation where that actually does something. Although we don't have any food at the moment, so I'm not too keen on drawing that. I think we should simply draw random cards because none of these are too exciting. They are grabbing food. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Yeah, I sort of would have liked to have the brown pelican before I played that heron. I mean, there are 2 fish again, but no. I don't think so. Let's just draw birds again. Oh, hawksfinch, that's a good one. That's a goodie. And I also kind of like the blue jay. So at this point, we're definitely out of the round goal because there's just no chance to get a 3rd bird and eggs on 3 birds. Unless something really unexpected happens, but that would involve my opponent giving me food or eggs for free, which doesn't look like a very likely scenario. Yeah, I think I'm just going to grab 2 food, which would be wheat and grub. Play that blue jay to the forest, for which I need to lay eggs. Try to get the housefinch into the wetlands as soon as possible. So if they have 1 wheat bird that can live in the water, then they're still lacking in action to participate in the round goal, so that will be simply 0 points for both of us, which is fine. I need to lay eggs. This might be my first digital Wingspan game ever where I play Grey Heron. Well, I mean, it does its job. It does. It's sort of the expensive version of Mallard in the early turns. It just gives an extra card. There is a Mockingbird. Mockingbird can be very interesting. Woodpecker is also very nice, but a bit late. We don't really need that anymore. Yeah, we should take this Mockingbird, even though I don't really know what to do with it yet. This kind of addresses my egg-laying problem. Partridge with Mockingbird? Expensive, but let's see. What have they done? Great crested. Oh, nice. Good bird. So we can take food. If we take, for example, this, then we get free wheat, free grub. That's still not enough for the very hungry Partridge, but if we manage to roll 1 or even 2 wheat, then this might just be fine. At least 1. So we're picking around the grub and wheat, because this is the job for Blue Jay and Flycatcher. Then we'll slightly overpay and just slam these 2 birds and have the egg problem solved. And then we'll see how to continue. The problem is, I mean, it's not really a problem, but the thing is that the Heron only has 2 slots, which means that we need an alternation of laying eggs and playing birds in order to free these egg spaces. Which does seem to suggest to get the housefinch into this slot as soon as possible, draw cards, spend X to draw extra cards, and have some fun. Which also means, no, it doesn't really change anything. We can only get to 3 birds, and it doesn't matter if there is a housefinch here or not. The only thing that we might want to consider is that we keep looking for 2 birds that can live in the water. I mean, the brown pelican would be qualified, but it doesn't do much. I mean, it does something for the last round goal, but it's in the same league of mediocrity as the Grey Heron, so I would prefer a different bird. Also, not really the goose or the brand, which is also a goose. Although the goose would at least be qualified for this round goal, but apart from that, it kind of sucks. So they've drawn birds. Let's mock that bird. We should probably get food first, because now we can re-roll and maybe roll some berries and grubs and wheat. So berry, grub, wheat would be the role that I'd prefer. Which means we'll be getting mouse and fish. Chipping sparrow, that's a good boy. No berries, but the rest is fine. There are other berries. I might be interested in getting food again. If it stays like this. It doesn't. Still I could get one berry, this wheat, and reroll for the flycatcher. And then I might have enough food for some of the next birds, excluding the Baltimore Oriole, because berries seem to be very rare. I might as well overpay and save an action, but I might be needing food anyways later on, so we can also just go for it. We might want to cache this because we have quite a lot already. It could be a consideration to play the housefinch in the grassland, but the thing is that we cannot go laying eggs forever because of the space limits here. So new birds in the tray, none of them are really interesting. So for the moment I'd go for lay eggs, play house finch, draw cards. Oh, honey buzzard. Oh. Did they play this and then roll this? Oh, well, this does change everything. There are exactly these two birds that I want. Perfect. Oh, that's a raven. But that doesn't matter. They are free to grab it. I don't think I really need it. If they leave it in the tray... No, I'm not doing that. I've got enough food already. Although the raven would be interesting in terms of freeing the spaces for the partridge and generating food along the way. And of course producing the right food that we need for Puffin and that other boy. If they leave the raven, I think that will cause the change of plan. Then we would play house finch in the grassland, raven in the grassland, lay eggs, cycle some cards, and produce some fish. If they take the raven, we will simply proceed as intended, laying eggs, getting our water birds down. We still might want to consider, now that we have the Puffin and the spoonbill, that we keep this slot here free. Doesn't matter much. So they didn't draw the raven. So if we want to play the housefinch here anyway, and we have one card that we don't really need, then we can also simply see if the raven remains and not invest in extra card draw action now. I think that's fine. So let's lay eggs. A casual amount of 9 eggs with 1 action. Partridge is really an insane bird. Also, still quite fairly balanced because you do need some setup, but imagine I had birds with 4 to 6 spaces here. That would be really nasty. So if we have the housefinch here, then we can also copy that housefinch with a mockingbird. Round goal, they have 1, I have 1. How quickly do I get the puffin into play? I don't think that will work quick enough. Oh, now they have taken the raven. That's fine. But that raises the question. I could play that pelican and then the puffin and then lay eggs. That would require 1 overpaying, but only 1, like this. And that would be kind of fine. Puffin can free these egg slots, so we can double the partridge again, which does seem like a decent play. Huh. And we actually also have the food for the spoonbill already, if we overpaid, which I would consider doing. They grabbed food, I play puffin. That's not spectacular, but it's still 3 points. They're not playing the raven, so they simply hate-picked it. Because they apparently were fearing that I do some nonsense with it. Well, that's fine with me. We need 1 egg here. Other eggs at other places. We cannot spend food because of the spoonbill situation. We can tuck 1 bird. I don't need any of these. Ooh. Ooh. That might be an idea. But it's also a bit late. I mean, it does combo nicely with the housefinch And the Partridge, actually. It is tempting. I would demand a bit of calculation. So I have 5 actions left. I could use the food that I have to play Franklin's Skull. Then I have 4 actions left in which I could lay 16 eggs, which will definitely exceed my capacity. So probably not a good plan. Also, there is a situation with the last round goal, for which the honey buzzard is really, really insanely good. So what happens if I take these 2 fish now? Then I do have enough food to play both birds from my hand. Then I have 2 actions left. And some food left. And would have probably made quite efficient use of my egg spaces. So let's do that. We don't need that, right? So I will assume... I mean, I cannot control to win this round call. If they roll 5 grubs with their honey buzzard, then I simply cannot do anything. So I'd probably go for a save point here. Because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2... We won't need that food. And grab this. Then we play the spoonbill first and see whether we get any special new assignments from the round, from the bonus card. I mean, we will have only 3 actions left, so there is not much space to adjust the game plan according to the bonus card, but one never knows. So play this. Kill these eggs. I mean... If we found another 3-cost bird that we could play. So, if they drew birds and flip a forest or grassland bird that costs 3, then we might lay eggs, use the finch to grab it and play it, but yeah, I think we have to concede that we simply only reach the first step on all our 3 bonus cards, but at least we do score on each bonus card, so that's fine. So they are definitely doing something with predators over here. Unfortunately, I didn't find a vulture or something, but I'm not complaining about the cards that I found. So we have 3 actions left. If I simply laid eggs 3 times, what would happen? I could lay... No. I don't want to calculate this because it's obvious that we have some space issues with the Partridge, and we can only activate the finch once. So if we play that Franklin's Skull, that simply looks better. And we're going to copy the house finch because the Partridge will fill the slots in any case. So we have 20 slots to fill, and we can lay 4, 8, 14, maybe 17 with the Partridge. And score some points along the way. I think that's the optimal line that we can go. Why can't that be the fish eater? They laid eggs. I lay eggs. Franklin must eat this egg. Ooh, Jeff. No, Jeffinch. Go for it. Then this turn we can copy this. And in the next round, it doesn't really matter. But in the next round we can copy the Partridge. We don't have to activate Franklin's anymore. It doesn't matter, I mean, we can activate it just for fun because that Grey Heron will be overflowing in any case. So yeah, let's do it. There are good birds, no doubt. Copy this and do this. So we did indeed lay 17 eggs, but we also ate 2 with the gull. Yeah, so that does look okay-ish. I mean, we had to play some odd birds, but we did make relatively efficient use of our resources. We scored occasionally on bonus cards, we scored well on eggs, occasionally on round goals. Yeah, it won't be a spectacular score, but I hope it will be enough to win, maybe? Oh, equal on birds. Wow. Shit. That kills it. Huh? Wow. Close one. So they did have some really good bonus cards. I didn't realize that they had that many. How many bonus cards? Okay, the obvious killer combo. Okay, so they found the... I assume they started with a Falconer and found this one with a Wood Stork, which is like... Yeah, this is the exact opposite of my bonus card behavior. So, but yeah, unfortunately that our egg-laying engine did suffice to win this game. Wow, that was an interesting one. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in again for more Wingspan gameplay and tournament play in the future.